Hey guys, I am Pixel Dan, and today we're going to be checking out the first of the brand new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles loot crates as part of this new sort of little subscription that's a partnership with NECA Toys that's going to give us some exclusive action figures. So I just got my first one, which is the Mirage Comics based box. And as you guys know, or maybe you don't, but each one of these contains an exclusive figure from NECA Toys, but some other Ninja Turtles merchandise in here. This is the one that contains the new repaint of the Mirage Shredder action figure. So let's go ahead and open this up, just so we can take a look at the other things that are included within this box. So this is kind of fun. So hey, check it out. So I get this really nice coffee cup with the TCRI logo on it. In fact, it says TCRI Company Picnic, Northampton, 1984. I mean, that's funny. And it looks like we have a matching t-shirt. So when you order these, you tell them what your t-shirt size is too. So yeah, the t-shirt's the same. It's like a white t-shirt, TCRI Company Picnic 1984, which is really funny stuff. Okay, so here's our action figure. I'm going to set that aside because we're obviously going to get a closer look at the figure here in just a second. But here's the other things that are in there. Oh, so I also get a tote bag, like a little tote bag that has that same TCRI Company Picnic logo on there. Oh, I totally love this Fugitoid pin. That's rad. That is really cool. Love that. Love that. Love that. We get, oh, this is cool. It's a keychain for Chet's Toys. That's amazing. That is so cool. That is awesome. And then the last thing we get, oh, cool. We got this little thing right here that tells you everything that's in there. So this is the TCRI card holder with the ID card. I kind of love the Utrom reference here, you know, or the Krang. But in the Mirage comics, they were the Utrom. That's fun. That's actually pretty fun. Okay, so it's fun stuff. It's a little kitsy, obviously. I don't know. The TCRI Company Picnic thing is a fun idea, I guess. I almost think I would rather just have straight the TCRI logo, to be perfectly honest. But I don't know. The Company Picnic idea is it's a silly idea. What the about? And here's the Shredder action figure that was in that box. So the box that he's in is really cool. So he's kind of in this like slim window box. It's definitely unique compared to the other figures we've gotten in this line. I love the shiny silver all over that. It's like this embossed silver. You got the Mirage Comics Ninja Turtles logo, the Shredder name. You got this amazing image of Shredder on the side. This box is awesome. The shiny silver all over it. Man, like I could totally see people keeping this one in box just because it's another package that looks really, really cool. Now, the figure itself, I think, is just a repaint of the previously released New York Comic-Con exclusive version of Shredder that was in that box set. But we're going to open him up and we're going to compare him to that other figure and really take a look at him just so we can find out for sure. But yeah, that's some really, really solid packaging there. All right, so we've got our new Mirage Shredder outside of the packaging, and starting with the tape measure like always, you can see that the figure stands right there at 6.5 inches tall. And this dude just looks absolutely incredible. So I mentioned while we were looking at him in the box that I was pretty certain that this guy was just the exact same Mirage Shredder that we've already received previously in the multi-pack, and that does seem to be the case here. If we go ahead and just do this right now, just so you guys can see comparison time, I can stand them alongside the previously released Shredder. Looking at them side by side, it does appear that these are one-to-one the exact same action figure. The difference this time around is all in the paint deco. And this is a really, really good paint job, let me tell you guys. So of course, the original Mirage comics, they were black and white, but there were some colorations that came out eventually in some of the reprints, and this particular Shredder does capture the look as he appeared right out of the panels in one of those colored versions. It's sort of meant to be a shadowed version of him, you know, Shredder in the shadows. He's got this deep blue, he's got this great shading on there done in black. The shading is amazing. I think this is absolutely incredible, and this is something that was not on the other Mirage Shredder that was released. You know, NECA's always done a really good job with stuff like this. In the video game Turtles, they do that really cool pixelation type paint deco that makes them look like they come out of the video game. This time around, they amazingly captured that shading that comes straight out of the old Eastman and Laird comics. I think it looks absolutely amazing, especially up here on Shredder's helmet, the way the black is kind of coming over the top there, a little bit of shading on the front of the mask, all the way down to the rest of the costume. I think he looks really, really good. I mean, this figure pops. And then the little bit of silver that's on there, you know, with the armor pieces and the helmet, you know, got that shading on there, but the silver that's there really shines. It's like really stands out amongst the darker, deeper colors that are used on this figure. I just think he looks really, really cool. In fact, I think I prefer this over the previous release just because, I mean, this looks like it comes straight out of the comic book. It's a really great paint job by the amazing team over at NECA Toys. And the sculpt is really good too. You know, we've seen it before. It's from the previous figure. In fact, I'm pretty sure this is the exact same Four Horsemen design sculpt that was originally done back in, what was that, 2009 or something like that. The figure didn't finally come out until just a few years ago as an exclusive. But, you know, it's amazing to see how this sculpt holds up. I'm a big fan of the Horseman's work, so all in all, I think this is a really, really nice looking action figure. So if you're new to this, let's go ahead and talk about articulation so you know what to expect there. The head is jointed so that it can roll around, it can look left and right, it's on that nice ball joint there, so it also can move kind of forwards and backwards a little bit. We do have the ball-like hinges at the shoulders. The shoulder spikes are made of a softer, pliable material, so they do kind of move around. Now the arms are only going to come up so far, and one thing I'm going to point out, I would imagine it's because of the wash with the shading, but I had a lot of paint sticking in the joints on this figure when I first pulled him out of the box. The elbow was fused, the bicep was fused, so be careful with that when you pull him out of the box. You know, kind of work it loose so that you can get it moving. You don't want to snap the joints on accident. Definitely something to watch out for. He does have double joints at the elbow, so there's a good range of motion there. You got swivels at the wrist and hinges at the wrist. One thing I'll point out with this guy that still holds true, obviously you've got these spikes here that are glued to the one part of the wrist, which means even if you hold his arm outwards, you know, they're always going to kind of be on the side of the wrist instead of on the top. So I wish we could kind of swivel maybe at the glove cut up here just to swivel those around. But you know, it's not terrible. We got a swivel at the waist there, just kind of swivel side to side. You've got the ball-like hinges at the thighs underneath the pliable kind of bottom part of the shirt that he's wearing there. So legs can still move forwards and backwards. You can swivel them at those thigh joints there. You got double joints in the knees, which are really, really nice. You do have a boot cut. You can see it's very tight on this figure. Very, very tight, but you can swivel those at the boots. You got the same pliable material right here. You see that paint flaking off on my finger? Unfortunately, that's from like the stuck paint at the joints. So it's not like leaving paint missing from the figure that I can tell, but it's definitely coming off because I'm turning the joint there. And then the ankles can move forwards and backwards, and we even have that toe articulation there, you know, for some of his ninja stances. So all in all, articulation is good, if not a little bit stuck from the paint, but it still functions pretty well. He's got solid joints, he doesn't have any problem standing, and he's definitely a lot of fun to pose around. Now this Shredder does come with some interchangeable hands, so you can see he's got the closed fists out of the box, but if we want to, we can pop on these open gripping hands, and he does come with a couple of accessories here. So, let's talk about these accessories. First of all, they're very cool. You got the sickle type weapon here, which I know there's a proper name for it. It's got a real metal chain, which I always love and always appreciate, but this is the problem I have with it. You guys see that? His hands are not tight enough to actually grip onto it. It is way too loose in his hands, And that is such a bummer, man. I always hate that on action figures when they can't properly hold on to their weapons. So it's cool. I love the metal chain. I just wish that grip was a little bit tighter on his hand so he could actually hold it. We're gonna run into the same problem with his other. So he's got this bow and arrow, and it's very cool. It's got an actual string, and look at that. You can actually pull it, and it's got some bend to it, which is really, really cool. But you know, same kind of thing with this. He doesn't get as tight of a grip on it as I like. You see that? You see how it like falls through his hand? That is terrible. You know, I don't want the weapons to do that. I want him to actually be able to hold on to the weapon. Now, he's also got an arrow that comes with it. It's a really cool, really long arrow. There's even a little notch in the back. So if you want to, you can like put it on the string there. It's really hard, but you can put it on the string. You can stretch the string. And look, playing around with it a little bit, I was actually able to get him posed like where he was using the tension of the bow to be able to hold on to it okay. Like he can put the string in his hand. You can pull the bow back a little bit. You can actually even kind of rest the arrow there. So it's possible to get him posed like he's getting ready to fire off an arrow. But he definitely has a difficult time holding on to his accessories. And that is absolutely the biggest downfall of this action figure. It's just always a bit of a pet peeve of mine when the figures can't actually hold on to the accessories that they come with. But with all that being said, I do still think he looks great. I mean, they definitely nailed it with the paint deco. It's still a really, really great sculpt. And he's still a worthy addition to your shelf if you're a big Mirage Comics fan. I love that we're still getting some stuff from Mirage Comics. I think this guy fits in great with the figures that we've already got in this collection. And I would really like to see NECA continue this. I know they're doing really great stuff with the cartoon and the movie stuff. But man, these Mirage Comics figures are really something else. I want to see more of these. I think these are absolutely fantastic, and this is a really fun one. So this was available through Loot Crate, as I mentioned. You get that whole crate that's got some pretty fun little goodies in there. So definitely make sure you guys check out Loot Crate so you can stay on top of the sales for this. I do believe at this point you can't order this one anymore, but you still might want to head on over there and check it out. I'll make sure I link it in the video description. Guys, thank you so very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, leave me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time.
See?
It's okay.
Well, I hit in your cup. Whoa.
Go.